Hello children, this is chapter number 2, sexual reproduction and flowering plant, and this is video number 3. If you all have not seen my video 1 and 2, please go through it. And in this video, we'll be talking about fertilization and post-fertilization event in the angiospermic plants. So if we talk about fertilization, what is fertilization? It is the fusion of male and female gamete. That is termed as fertilization, and you know that in angiospermic plants, the fertilization is termed as double fertilization. Why it is so? Because the pollen grain contains two male gametes, and these two male gametes enter the synergids, which is present towards the micropylar end, and one of the male gamete fuses with the ovule inside it. Now, when one of the male gamete fuses with the ovule inside it, the fusion is termed as syngamy. The other male gamete fuses with the two polar nuclei, and that is termed as triple fusion. So within an embryo, twice fusion is being taking place. So it is termed as double fertilization. Now, when the second male gamete fuses with the two polar nuclei, then it results into a primary endosperm cell, that is PEC. Primary endosperm cell later develops into endosperm. And the endosperms are triploid. After fertilization, the antipodal cells degenerate, the synergids degenerate. Now let's come to the post-fertilization events. The post-fertilization events contain these following: development of endosperm, development of embryo, development of seed, and development of fruit from an ovum. Talking about development of endosperm, the development of endosperm is always prior to the development of the embryo. Why? You can understand, because endosperms provides nutrition and embryo requires nutrition. So the development of endosperm is prior to that of the embryo. Endosperms, in endosperm, first the nucleus divides, which is known as karyokinesis, and such type of division is known as free nuclear division, which is then followed by the cellular division. Children, a very common example is that of the tender coconut water. The tender coconut water which you drink is the pre-nuclear endosperm, and the kernel which you eat, it is the cellular endosperm. Okay, clear? Now, let's study the structure of embryo and the development of the embryo. Now, embryo is what? Embryo is a diploid cell. It is developed from the zygote and it is developed at the micropylar end. Development of the zygote from the embryo starts only, as I told you, after the endosperm formation. This is because endosperm provides nutrition to the developing embryo. Now, stages in the embryo development is quite similar in monocot and dicot plants. Now, what is embryogeny? Embryogeny refers to the different stages of the embryo development. If we talk about the different stages of the embryo development, the first stage is a 2-cell stage, then it's a 8-cell stage, then there is a globular embryo is being formed. After that, a heart-shaped embryo, and finally, then the two sides of the heart-shaped embryo, they elongate and they form a complete embryo, a mature embryo. If you see to the structure of the dicotyledonous embryo, it contains what? An embryonal axis. Is the main axis of the embryo, which divides it into different regions. Then there are cotyledons. There are two cotyledons in dicot embryo. These are the seed leaves which help in storage of food and provide nutrition to the developing embryo. Then you can see there is an epicotyle region. Over here, somewhere, there's an epicotyle region, which gives rise to the plumule, and the plumule gives rise to the shoot. Then at the lower side, there is a region called hypocotyle. Hypocotyle gives rise to the radicle, and the radicle gives rise to the root. This radicle is covered by the root cap. Now, let us see the structure of the monocot embryo. Talking about the monocotyledonous embryo, again, it has an embryonal axis. The main axis is known as the embryonal axis. It has only one cotyledon. And here, the cotyledon is known as the scutellum. It is laterally placed. Then you can see two more things over here, cleoptile and chlorhiza. What is cleoptile? It is a sheath which encloses the radicle and the root cap. That is the chlorhiza. And cleoptile, it is a sheath that encloses the plumule and the leaf primordia. Next, there are two types of seed. One, the albuminous seed, and the another is non-albuminous seed. If endosperm is completely utilized by the developing embryo and no endosperm is left in the seed, then that is known as the albuminous seed. Whereas those seeds in which endosperms remain, endosperms persist, even after the seed is being formed, that is known as the non-albuminous seed. Example of albuminous seed is cotton, castor, maize, and non-albuminous pea, bean, mustard. Let us see to what are the importance of the seed. Seed, they are used in the agriculture. They help the plant species to be colonized. It provides nourishment to the young seedling, ensures protection to the young embryo. It results in variation with new genetic combination and can easily be stored for future usage. Long-term viability of most of the seeds. Now let's see to the last topic, that is apomixis. What is apomixis? Apomixis is a mechanism where seeds are developed without fertilization. Children, seeds are developed without fertilization. That is apomixis. Parthenocarpy is where the fruit is developed without fertilization. Now, there can be two ways where seeds may develop without fertilization. One is that sometimes the egg cell is not formed as a result of reduction division. So obviously the egg cell is diploid. And if the egg cell is diploid, it directly forms the embryo. So there is no fertilization. There may be the second type, the nucellus cells, which are diploid, which is surrounding the embryo sac, which is located outside the embryo sac, continuously divides and enter inside the embryo sac. Once it enters inside the embryo sac, it develops into a new embryo. And in this case, multiple embryos can be formed inside one oocyte, and which is also termed as polyembryo. So with this, we finish with the chapter. And I hope so you have understood it.